Hey,
Hello, what's going on? What's going on?
nice to meet you. I'm Isabel.
Hey, nice to meet you, Isabel.
Awesome. How do you want me to refer to you by? As the
Daweirdo.
Weirdo?
Yeah, yeah, Daweirdo.
Cool.
That's fine.
Well, are you ready to just jump into it?
Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, first, I want to say welcome everyone who's on live right now. This is Ambitious Amplified. This is our little like podcast interview series, and today we have Daweirdo God. Super cool. I listen to a ton of his music. So, do you
Yeah.
want to just introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, I go by Daweirdo, aka No Face McKinney, the creative genius. So, yeah.
Awesome. Great. So, let's just jump right into it. When
Uh,
did you start making music?
I started making music probably when I was like 12. There was some guys in the hood. Shit, they was real talented, and I was, it was a sound like I'm like, vibe into it or whatever. And right then and there, I knew like, oh, I could do it. I could at least try it. And one of my homies back in the day, brother used to have a studio. So we used to be in there just messing around, just doing some stuff. And then I took it back to the hood. And they was like, yo, you got some skills. They should, do it. And then from there, it was kind of like, okay, let me try this thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, since 12, I've been real heavy in it. And plus, I come from a family background of like people that play jazz,
Ooh.
drums. That's all like heavy into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Inglewood. I'm from the South Side.
Inglewood, Southside, born and raised.
Born and raised. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. How has like growing up in Chicago influenced your music and your sound specifically?
Um, it's been tough because we're surrounded in environments where it's run by the drill culture, the sound. I just knew how to navigate with it and build stories and create these images that I put inside my own music where it gives it a blend like, oh, okay, he's doing something different. It's unique. Let's tune in. Let's really listen to what he's saying. So, yeah.
Yeah. Something I noticed listening to your music is like the cadence of your voice as you rap. Is
Mhm.
that something or is that something very personal that kind of came?
Um, that's just something that's personal, me, something that I just perfected over time. A lot of people they hear me talk, they're like, "Man, you don't sound like how you rap." But as soon as I get into my rap moment or just go crazy about, okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, yeah. But that's me though. No auto tune, no nothing. I can, if you want to perform a verse, I do it. And you be like,
Right.
okay.
Right. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Are what inspired you? I know you said that you had a lot of influence from jazz and
Mhm.
you were by like drill music. What what who inspired you? Who inspires your music? And what else do you pull from, especially growing up here in Chicago?
Um, I have to say Kanye,
Mm.
Wu-Tang, Nas, um, Jay-Z, got the Hove in that, Eminem, uh, Andre 3000, Kendrick Lamar. There's definitely a long list. Crucial Conflict. If you don't know about Crucial Conflict, they was doing their thing
Yeah,
out west at the time. So yeah, for sure. Common, gotta throw them in now. Yeah, a little
very
bit of
cool.
all that.
Yeah,
hmm
awesome. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about your creative process?
Usually I come up with the storyboard
Oh,
first, like how I wanna do the video or whatnot. Um, I'll sit down with my boy Fly Tie. Shout out to my boy Fly. We'll sit down. We'll say, hey, let's do something like this. We'll just be throwing ideas out there, and then I'll create the song around it, and then it's just always hit every time.
oh, that's so interesting. So
Yeah.
you think of the story before the
Mhm.
lyrics, production of it?
Exactly. Yeah.
That is really interesting. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have thought that.
Yep. Yep. That's how I do it.
Yeah, it does.
That's how I do it.
So you create songs already with a music video in mind.
hmm
Is that kind of
Yep. Just like that.
awesome? So who are some of the collaborators you work with to bring these music videos to life? Because I did see a couple of them.
Mhm.
And they are crazy. Like they're
Um,
so cool.
for sure. Most I do most of my videos are always shot by Fly Tie.
Nice.
I do reach out to other production, people that shoot videos around the city or whatnot, but it's just basically just building relationships because a lot of people do ask for storyboards like, hey, can you come up with something for this artist? Because I ain't got none at this time. So my mind is always ticking. I'm always in a creative process, So yeah, but Fly is my go-to guy. That's my brother. We always rock out for sure.
Nice. What
Mhm.
inspires some of these stories that you create before even writing the music?
Uh, I believe Inglewood. I mean, a lot of stories in Inglewood that I've been through as a child. My father, my mother, my sister, my brothers, my uncles, aunties, neighborhood people. Um, you know, everybody has their own story, and I sit down to talk to a lot of people, especially a couple of the old heads that's around in the neighborhood. And they tell me these stories. I'm like, man, you know, and they know when I'm coming, like, I got something for you. You ain't gonna never believe this. So I just take those stories, I build on some of my experiences, and just kind of just mash them together. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, how important is community in this process, in your music and creative process? Because it sounds like it's pretty important.
It's definitely important. It's definitely important for sure. Without them, I'm nothing.
Yeah.
But
How,
I have a story for sure. But yeah, I need it.
yeah. How, what was a time or what moment really, I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good.
What was a moment in time or a memory you have that really influenced you as an artist?
Um, I think my grandmother actually. Just moments with my grandmother, just telling me to stay out the streets. Um, you know, you headed in a dark road.
Mm.
Do something or do that, or it ain't gonna be right. And those words always followed me. Always followed me. And that kind of just derailed me to like just stick with it. Just keep thugging it out, stick with it, and do what you gotta do. Um, and then talk to my older brother, Julius, and just life. I guess a lot of life be life, and life was life, and at a certain point in time in my life where it was like get your act together, or it's not gonna, it's not gonna be it. And I think um, one major one was my high school gym teacher.
Mm.
I'll never forget. I walked in. I was 15. I was on house arrest. For something I ain't do. I wanted to do ball, and he knew I rap, and he was like, "You ain't gonna be able to do this ball thing. I'm sorry. Stick to rapping." And then rap too, right there, boom. So it was like a smack in the face, but at the same time, it was like, do what you got to do. So yeah.
Do
hmm
you think that put you in, I guess, the right direction?
50-50.
Oh,
50-50 with it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
for
I
sure.
guess you never know,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
What has been one of the most memorable, like, Chicago artist memories you've had, either performing or creating or anything else? An inspiration again.
So wait, the phone was kind of choppy at the end.
Yeah,
So you said one of the best moments I have of Chicago. You said something
as a
like
performer or an artist.
performance of like other artists. I believe during the time frame where Chief Keef was bubbling up.
Okay.
Um, you had D Gangs out there going crazy. You had FBG Duck and them out there going crazy. I think those was the best times for me as an artist because I knew everyone in certain different circles, and I was always kind of like the outcast, but like the cool guy to go to or whatnot.
Yeah.
And it was those were legendary moments that I feel that I experienced, looking at the rise of other artists just bubbling up from the city that created, that gave me the spark. Like, yeah, keep doing what you got to do because you got it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great lesson to learn. What would you tell other Chicago born and raised artists in getting in rooms and circles like that?
Just stay true to yourself. Follow your gut,
Mm-hmm.
and don't be anything else but yourself, honestly, because we in a day and age where the internet, you could be anybody, and people crash out from trying to be somebody instead of themselves. So yeah, just be yourself and just, just believe in God. And if music is
Yeah,
what you do, if music is what you do, keep going, keep moving forward, make it happen. Yeah.
that's. And while we're still on the topic of Chicago and being a Chicago artist, can you tell
Mhm.
us a little bit about one of your singles, "Child of Inglewood," and what
Oh,
you?
Child of Inglewood. Wow. So, Child of Inglewood was, man, that was a crazy story actually. Because a little bit, well, the song is true. The the lyrics, everything is true.
Mm.
Even the video, I mean, because I believe in another state, that situation did actually happen in a bathroom where kids was playing with guns. But the writing process of that song, me and Fly was actually, we was looking at the news or something, I believe. And there was just so much stuff happening in the city, and I wanted to I want to put myself in another person's shoes, as far as a guy that has a lot of doubt. He have the mentality of just like crashing out, of like don't caring, not caring, and just being selfish and not caring what others may think once you leave this earth. So that's why the hook goes, please don't cry when I'm gone. Please don't cry when I'm gone. So the hook came about first, and I knew I wanted to use a little bit um, of that scene that actually happened, but acted out, as far as in the video and whatnot. And then the blood on my hands was just describing like what I go through of just being selfish, careless. I don't care who, blood on my hands, don't cry for me. Just being selfish a lot.
Mm.
So Child of Inglewood kind of it spawned from that for sure. And yeah, it just and just going off my childhood, and just implementing my story or whatnot, growing up around my cousins, how I felt being a kid, looking at how things is going in now today's society. So yeah, so
Yeah,
that's how that song pretty much came about. But it was definitely emotional, for sure, for sure. And I didn't think it was going to do what it did, but yeah,
it's
yeah,
a heavy one. And
yeah.
while we're talking about your music videos,
Mm.
I would love to talk about the one that's been promoted on your Instagram recently, Dead Face. That's
Oh, um,
like,
oh, okay. So that's the one with the guy is wearing the red hat.
yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So
that
um,
I just have to say that one's one that I really liked. I was like, ooh,
that's
all
dope.
of the music videos are shot so incredibly. So I was really captivated. But
Thank you,
yeah, tell me
thank you.
a little bit about that experience.
Yeah. So that joint, me and my boy Fly,
Mm-hmm.
um, we took a spin from Brooklyn, Vampire in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to do it like a Chicago version. Like, man, what would we do? How would we set this up?
Okay.
Um, so we this time we set up the storyboard, looking at this big white blackboard and said, hey, which way should we move with this visual? Because the song was already done,
Mm-hmm.
but we was like, let's just do something out of the box, more more entertaining in that field, movie realm cinema, because that's what we love doing, like shooting movies, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Vampire in Brooklyn. We have to just throw it on and just look at some stuff like, ooh, let's run with it. Got up with my
Mm-hmm.
boy. We got up with makeup artists, and man, we just made it happen. We just made it happen. I poured in all my resources, and it came in. It came to like perfect, just perfect. Yeah, and then like the story just went along of just trapping people in a trance,
Mm-hmm.
to do wrong, how greedy people can be. It's just when they see things that they lust and like for. So you know, hey, you could be one way 1 minute, and then if it's something that you really like or want is being teased to you, you could turn out another way. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Incredible. What has been one of your favorite experiences shooting one of your music videos?
The police. Well, the the police actually has been one of
Oh,
my favorites because when they pull up, they're like, "Yo, the weirdo." I, I mean, this is Inglewood. I mean, everybody at this point knows each other, or they talking or seeing something.
right.
But I remember though, I had my camera crew out there, and this is when I was shooting Fake Love.
Mm,
Fake Love when I was dragging the casket.
yeah.
So I was going to do it in their neighbor. I was going to do it in the neighborhood,
Mm,
like something that never been seen before. Like I just wanted to do something out the box. Like
yeah.
let's do this, what it represents or whatever. And when I was doing it, when I was about to do it, the police rolled up and they was like, "Weirdo, we can't do that. No, 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 no." I'm like, "Man, why?" He's like, "Man, it's gut punching." And the fact that you do that, other officers, man, they're gonna look at that, they're gonna see that, and like, nah, bro, it's just too much attention. And I'm like, okay. So we went somewhere else and did the part, of course, but that was a funny experience for me though. It's just funny. I mean, because I'm like, damn, I didn't know the police be watching videos and whatnot, but they know. They know from that side of town for sure they know.
It
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
I do
yeah.
some crazy stuff. Like I have videos that me and Fly haven't even dropped yet because we think like sometimes like all right, this is too much. I don't want to scare folks, So we trying to keep it PGR now. That's what we're rolling with
Okay,
PGR.
PGR. I see.
Hmm.
You're definitely a performance artist, I would say.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Hmm.
And speaking of, how would you describe like the art that you make?
Um, Picasso.
Yeah.
It'd be very Picasso. Yeah. Very um. Mm, in a unique way, I guess it's a breath of fresh air.
Mm,
It's damn, somebody got to say it. You know, that's how I describe my work. Like, fuck, Yeah, yeah.
Dave, no, what would you like your audience to take away from your music and your art?
Um, what, what would they take away from my music and my art? Um, it's creativity, just being out of the box, being yourself, um, and keeping it hip hop for sure. I just want them to take that out. I'm good with that.
Hi.
Nothing else. Just like I'm good with that for sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then getting kind of more nitty gritty
Hmm.
in how you create your music. What is the process of you writing your songs? I know you already talked about storyboarding and collaborating with
Hmm.
some of your community.
Hmm.
And what is the production process like?
Um, the production. Um, Mostly just me just scamming through YouTube
Mm,
first. It is just me just scamming through YouTube, just trying to find a zone and just trying to find a pocket to just
mm,
jump in. And then just calling up my boy Fly Tie and like, yo, what heads we want to turn this time? Who are we trying to reach? We want to reach the youth? Do we want to be more on a commercial side or what? You know what I mean? So it's just kind of just like me and him are always bouncing ideas around on each other. And then I have the Weirdo Crew,
ooh,
which my merch is gonna drop real soon. It's called the Weirdo Crew.
okay.
And it's gonna drop real soon for sure. Um but yeah, we just bouncing ideas like, man, who are we trying to reach? Because like it's one thing about music that I take music very serious. I live, breathe, and eat music. You know, and I just want to be. I want to when I'm dropping something, I'm giving you my all. I'm not just giving you a video to say, oh, this a video here, move on to the next. No, I want this. I want you to resonate with this just for a second. You know, yeah. So that's pretty much.
That comes through very clear in everything that you post. Even on Instagram, I was really curious about the hashtag Where's the Weirdo? Can
Oh
you tell
yeah.
me about that in that
Ooh.
project?
Um.
If you can't,
It's.
you don't have to.
I can't say too much,
Okay.
but what I can say is there's a shift change in a lot of things that have how I've been going about music, doing the videos. Let's just say you're gonna have to find me. Okay?
Okay.
You're gonna have to find me in
Okay.
these videos. So there's gonna be a lot of messages. There's going to be a lot of clues, and you know, shout out to my managers, Lyrical. Shout out to my manager, T Mac. You know what I'm saying? We got some stuff that we're going to leave clues for people because like I want to take everybody on a journey with Where's the Weirdo. So we're taking folks on a journey with this one for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all I can say right now. But another week, another week, everything will start to fold out. Like, oh, okay, you know,
Okay.
yeah. I'm throwing a little puzzle work out there first. Just puzzle pieces. That's all for sure.
Awesome. And you mentioned your
Mm,
managers being like a bigger artist here in the city. Like you do have a really like far reach, I would consider.
mm,
Your following
yeah.
on Instagram, I think, is pretty big.
Thank you.
How, of course, how does it feel now kind of expanding? I don't want to call it your brand because
Mm,
obviously you're an artist and you take it really seriously, but
yes.
put in that aspect, how do you feel expanding your reach and expanding your brand?
Um, I mean, I feel great about it. Shout out to my boy Ray Vaughn over there at TDE. He was just telling me like, hey, bro, we checking everything. You know what I'm saying? You got it. You doing something over there. And that was great to see that. There's family out there in LA. You know what I'm saying? That's rocking with me heavy. I'm getting a lot of comments from people in LA and whatnot. New York, Houston, knowing that my music is reaching ears outside of Chicago is a big thing to my heart. So it's a great thing. It's a great feeling for sure.
Does that add any more pressure on some of your upcoming work, or do you
No,
feel
it, it don't. It don't at all. No, it don't at all. It just helps me know. It lets me know that my music is being seen and is not falling on deaf ears.
okay?
For sure.
Fantastic. Yeah. How would you walk a smaller artist through kind of reaching a bigger audience like you have done?
Um, Consistency and the right team, you know. I
Okay.
talk to my boy, what I'm saying, T Mac, my partner, my manager, what I'm saying. Talk to my brother, I should say. Every day, we're always trying to find loopholes and niches that we can kind of run with, you know, to like attack, just attack certain areas and looking at I want to say, how the technology has changed,
Mhm.
and they didn't where it's at now. It wasn't like this 10 years ago or 5 years ago. There's always something like, oh, they can do this for artists. Instagram is real big now. Using ads to promote out there is very great. Using I mean, Twitter. You can promote on Twitter. You can promote on TikTok. I'm not really big on TikTok. I am going to be dropping my shorts or whatnot on TikTok, but I can't get with the whole. I can't get with that. That's that's just not me. I could for me. I can't do that. This is not me. But for sure though. Yeah, for any artist that's definitely coming up, you know, you just have to definitely find the right team and just target the artists that you really want to go for and want. If that means being up under that comment, I mean that artist comments, or uh, going out of town to kind of shake some things up and coming back to your hometown. So yeah. Mhm.
Beautiful. And then I have definitely brought up some pieces of your work that I really liked. I would love to hear, and I'm sure everyone else would love to hear, what is one of your favorite pieces of work that you've put out?
Oh, uh, hmm, I got one of my favorite pieces would have to be um Bonfire.
Okay, yeah.
It'd have to be Bonfire. Um, Bonfire is when I knew. I believe Bonfire is Bonfire. Yes, Bonfire is when I knew that when the when I dropped that video and the response that I got from that video, I
Mm-hmm.
knew right there and then that I'm headed in a right path when I dropped it. Because it was something at a time when I dropped that video, nobody in the city was doing anything like that. So, and the calls that I got behind that video from a lot of artists that I will not say, it just gave me the fire like,
Mm.
yeah, we watching what's next because we know you up to
Yeah.
something. So that's one of my great pieces. I mean, I had my older cousin which was the preacher, and me and Fly we made a picket fence. I mean, oh my God, we was going deep with that. Like, we had the homies in the minivan with ski masks. Let's acting out like they're ready for a drill. It was so much described in that song like that sends chills over my body every time I talk about that
Yeah,
song. So that piece right there was definitely legendary for me.
absolutely. What makes, I mean, you already talked about what makes it stand out. It was
Hmm.
unique to you.
Hmm.
Is the difference between putting out a single, even like Bonfire,
Hmm.
and an album, like curating an album and releasing that? What's
What is the what's the difference between the two?
what's the difference in experience? How does that feel differently to you?
Um, Honestly, it's the same. Because I'm putting my all into it.
Okay.
Just if I'm making an album, if I'm creating an album, I'm always I have to get into a bubble,
Mm,
right? And tell myself that, hey, um, there's no other you. So how do you want to do
yeah.
this? You get me? So I just and from there I just piece it up. I come up with the names. I come up with a unique title,
Hmm.
and I just just spin off from there. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
So curating those songs for an album as opposed to figuring out what singles you'd like to release,
mhm.
how do you choose what songs are going to live on like this collective piece of work as opposed to by themselves?
That's a good question. I don't know. I just kind of just shoot the visual, throw it out there. Shoot the visual, throw it out there, and whatever people kind of like grab on, like they're heartily like, hey, yo, this is it. And I'm like, okay, okay, because at the end of the day, um, you know, when we're putting music out there, we know what we want to happen, but it's up to the fans to know, like they have the say so at the end of the day.
Right.
You can think you got hardest things, like they'll know. Like, nah, this the one. You see the strings or you see the numbers behind this one, this is the one for sure. Yeah.
It sounds like you listen to your audience a lot. What is your relationship with your fans like?
Um, Great actually. I talk to a lot of fans and artists as well. Through the inbox. I read the comments. I try to respond as best as I can. Um, yeah, I mean, I listen. I listen. We talk. Uh, whatever ideas some people may throw out ideas in a comment, like, hey, I suggest this next time or this. Oh, okay, I'll try that. Let's see. Because if there's one thing that I want to gain from this is a cult following
Mm,
fan base. Even if it's just 100 loyal fans, I'm good with that. I give them shows every month, my own show. Yeah, that's all. So, you know, but whatever the future holds for me, it is what it is. But definitely don't. I listen to those fans for sure because they got to say so at the end of the day.
yeah.
Mhm.
What is what is your style when it comes to performing? How do you prepare for a performance? How do you create a set list? Kind of those logistical things.
Um, how do I prepare? I guess I guess I'll run through some songs and I tell myself, okay, this is a good piece to perform. This is a good piece to perform, right? Um, and I think so like nothing really hits me until the microphone is in my hand,
Mm,
actually. So like I can be good. I can tell you I'm ready, right? Um, but it gets real once the mic is in your hand and you stand in front of the audience. I remember a piece that I did. I created the Slumville Creep Show back in 2019. I think that was right before COVID, and I had one of the dopest shows. It was about at least 100 people there, um, and it was crazy. I built the stage. I mean, if you've seen the pictures, you will be like, "Yo, this is this is huge." My boy DJ Nathis, he DJ'd the set. And it wasn't just a regular performance. It was a show. Storyboard lined up. I had an actor that acted as me, which was my conscience. It was crazy. So like, it's fun setting up these things, getting the songs in order, how you want to do it, how the storyline should go. But it gets really real once that microphone is in your hand.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you brought up another collaborator. How do you approach collaborating with other artists?
Um, I depending on depending on the song. So a lot of artists usually hit me up for like ideas.
Mm,
Ideas. If they do want me to collab, I'm cool with collabing. It's just as long as we're on the same page or whatever we're talking about. Because I can rap just about. I'm very versatile. I can do anything, but I just want it to make sense because I don't want it to kill my brand at the same time. You know. I guess if it's mature, it sounds mature. It sounds like it's ready to go. Let's do it. Then I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But it's all love though. Somebody reach out, they want to do something. It's really just one phone call. If it's dope, let's do it. Yeah.
yeah. Do you look for anything specific? I know you talk a lot about artists reaching out to you,
hmm
um, but do you look for anything specific in these artists before you collaborate with them?
Um, I believe so. Some type of unique flow,
Mm,
that they have going on. Just not sounding like a lot of other rappers that don't care for music and they're just doing it because they're just trying to get rich off
mm.
the music. So yeah, I guess that's what I kind of look for if I'm collaborating with someone. I know if you're taking this really serious.
Can you talk a little bit more about that? What tells you that an artist is serious about the music and not just looking for clout?
Yeah, just I guess when I'm having a conversation with them, they tell me, yeah, I've been doing this. I've been doing this for about 5 years. This is the artists that I've been rocking with. I've been doing this. I've been performing. My producer has a lot of beats. He usually sends me. I got my own studio. I'm grinding. My head is in the music. That those things kind of stand out to me. Especially um, if an artist is out here like really hustling, trying to get his music out there, doing what he got to do, that shows like I'm willing to get this out the mud because I really want to do this. Other artists that I came across in the past were like, man, I just started rapping like last month, you know, man, this where the money at right now. We about to do this and we about to get on.
Yeah.
You know how Chicago is. Everybody can do something they want to get on and make it pop, but it's not that simple. It's not that simple. So,
Yeah, you seem like a very grounded artist. What are things that keep you grounded?
um, being around wise
Mhm.
people, being around a lot of wise people. My grandmother was one of them. Grandpa was another. My brother is another. Just learning how to remain calm and keep being humble around certain situations. Uh, that keeps me level. That just keeps me level headed for sure. Yeah.
Fantastic. And going back to some of these collaborations again, how has working, what have you learned from working with other artists? What are some things that you've taken away from those experiences?
Um, you you the experiences that I take, you never know someone else's story
Mm,
until you talk to them. You know where I'm going. Because everybody has something to say, but you really don't know until you really have that discussion and talk with them after the song is done. And I think those things, building the
mm.
relationships, is what really matters afterwards. So that's what I take from all that. Just building relationships and keeping cool with everybody. Because you never know where you may go or where you have to go, especially in Chicago.
Especially
Especially in the city.
Chicago's tiny.
You know.
Every
Yeah, it is tiny. I had situations where I rented my, hey, oh, that's my boy. Oh, no problem, bro. All right, we gone. So yeah, it's yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's fantastic.
Mhm.
General, do you have any other advice for artists? I know I asked you for some specific
Mhm.
advice, but what's your big piece of advice you'd give an up and coming artist?
Big piece of advice. The biggest piece of advice I can give you is to believe in God. Choose God first, honestly. Um, this music music can be very overwhelming at times, and people kind of go into a black or a dark hole, I should say, where they find themselves like doubting, it's not gonna work, nobody ain't helping, I ain't got no money to do this. I mean, faith is real strong if you know how to hold on to it. But yeah, just keep it God first is my big advice I give anyone, because it's more than just music. At times, it's just more than just music. It's a way of living, a way of life, how you carry yourself. Yeah,
Are you, don't have to share if this is too personal, but have you ever been in that situation where you've had to muster up a little bit of faith or you felt like you were in that dark hole?
for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah, definitely was. Definitely had a calling, I should say.
Yeah.
And just I guess my gut my gut won't let me go another direction.
Mm.
It's keeping me forward for sure. And yeah, this music is everything to me. So yeah,
Music is life saving.
it
I don't
is.
know. Music,
It is. Yeah.
fantastic. Um, is there anything else you have coming up that you want to tell our audience specifically?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and so as recently I've been working with Bungo by the way. We just finished up a tape that's gonna be crazy, crazy, crazy. A lot of mainstream music sounds, cadence that's through the roof. Definitely look out for some big features that I'm about to get ready and drop. I thought I was gonna roll out everything this year, but I'm at these last 4 months of this year, or 5 months, I should say. But anyways, though, I'm about to roll out a lot of little stuff, preparing myself for January. It's about to be crazy. So look out for some stuff. Um, this is about to be big for me for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. So
Yeah. So
the merch is about to get ready and drop. The Weirdo Crew. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Definitely stay tapped in with me, and yeah, it's gonna be a good ride for sure.
absolutely. Someone said Grammy's next. How do you feel about that?
Grammys. Oh man, if I'm taking the whole Chicago with me, I get the Grammys.
Sure.
The whole city. I'm gonna pull a Kanye West. They're gonna have to cut me off.
there you
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah, for sure,
How
for
has it
sure.
felt seeing some of these? Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Okay, there we go. No, it's cool. It's cool.
How has it felt seeing some of these Chicago artists become so big? Like Kanye West, Chief
Hmm.
Keef, Chance the
Yeah,
Rapper. A lot of those aren't those are very mainstream artists for sure.
yeah,
But
for sure. Um, Great. I mean, it's a great feeling. Like I remember not too long ago, I was just with John Monopoly, Kanye West's manager, actually.
yeah,
I was at his house. Yeah, I was at his house. And and we were just talking in the back of my head, all I could think is Kanye West. Kanye West was here. If I'm here, if Kanye was here, I know I can and I'm here, I know what it's about to take.
yeah,
But yeah, just being around just inspiring people, you know, doing all of this. Yeah, just yeah,
yeah. And something that I've noticed, even just about those three artists that I brought up, is that everyone that comes out of Chicago tends to come back to Chicago and give back to Chicago. Why do you think
yes,
it is? What do you think makes Chicago so special?
because the youth need it. The youth definitely need it. Leadership is big, and that's what's needed in our surrounding neighborhoods for sure.
Yeah,
Um, Giveaways is always great. One of the things I want to do is open up a couple of gyms like YMCA's. Give kids something to do because when they don't got nothing to do, the only thing you're gonna come up with something that ain't gonna be a good thing, and that's headed down the wrong path. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, for sure.
Fantastic. And one of my last questions for you, what
Mhm.
does ambition to you?
What does ambitious mean to me?
Yeah.
Uh, to go out there and get it by any
Mm,
means, not a care in the world.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, caring about what other people think definitely leaves some people behind. What would you say to someone to encourage them? Because that's something you talked about this whole interview, wanting
Mhm.
people just to be themselves. How would you encourage people to be themselves?
Um, Stay off the internet. No, I mean, the internet could be just its own thing where people listen to other people.
Mm-hmm.
They find they I guess they find comfort in other people's stories where they like not use where they don't want to be themselves. They want to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said the internet. So it's some truth in that. But but um I guess it's a more of a mental thing. Um, Being self-aware of I guess yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just it's a process. I guess it's a process all the way around. It's easier than said and done
Yeah.
because of what's influenced, what we have out here, easy access. But I, I guess just be yourself and don't give in to the hype.
Mm.
Just don't give in to the hype. You know,
Yeah.
don't be peer pressured. Just be you. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting to the end of this interview. It was so fantastic to talk to you.
Dope. Dope.
Um,
Dope.
tell the people where they can find you all over the internet, even though you said,
Yes. Yes. You can find me on Instagram at Daweirdo God. You can find me on YouTube, Daweirdo, Spotify, Daweirdo, pretty much everything. To my fan page on Facebook. It's Daweirdo. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, you can find me most likely everywhere. I'm dropping more creative stuff that's going to be on this Where's the Weirdo campaign that we got going on. And yeah, just thank you for the support and just rocking out with the Weirdo for sure.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much, the Weirdo, for hanging out with us today. Any last
Yes, yes.
for our audience?
Love, peace, and hair grease. Nah, for sure.
Reese. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It has been such an incredible conversation to have with you, the Weirdo.
For sure, for
Definitely
sure.
follow him on all of those platforms and tune in
Yeah,
on Wednesday for another episode of Ambitious Amplified at
yeah,
7 p.m. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube because we'll be posting all of our interviews on YouTube. And
for
there's,
sure,
yeah. So
for
thank
sure.
you and Weirdo. It was so sick to talk to you and talk about your process. And
Thank
your
you,
music
thank you,
is fantastic. It is so good to listen to.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Have a good night.
All right, you too.